Rubik's latest technology has come in the form of a Bluetooth cube, and I'm pretty impressed. In this video, I'm going to go over all of the features that come along with the Rubik's Connected, and any problems I have with any of it. The first pleasant surprise was the contents of the box. One cube and one charger, nothing else. If you're lazy like me, I'm sure you'd also appreciate the simplicity of it. You charge the cube up, connect it to the app, and get going. So out of the box, the cube was very greasy from lube, but nothing that a good wipe can't fix. It felt quite heavy as you'd expect, and you also noticed the shades were Rubik's typical sticker shades, as you can see. Not my favourite, but it's a very small thing to fuss over. The battery life is extremely good. One of the standout features of the turning is how strong the magnets are. At first it feels a little weird, but over time as it gets broken in, it smoothens out a little bit. The corner cutting isn't amazing, but what can you expect? The overall turning is okay, and that's all you really need. I mean, you're not going to be competing officially with it, and your virtual competition will all be in the same boat. Now, let's have a look at the Rubik's Connected app and all that it offers. Opening the app, as long as you have Bluetooth turned on, it will search for a Rubik's Connected cube. Tap your cube and boom, you're set. So the Home tab will give you a little summary of the matches and solves you've done. Here there are a couple of random things that you can do. The Quick Timer is basically a stopwatch that stops when the cube is solved, which was pretty fun when I wanted to time an algorithm like a PLL. The Solver will solve the cube from the state that it's in. Below that in Stats is where I feel like the Rubik's Connected has really stepped it up a level, particularly from the Geiger Cube, one of the first Bluetooth cubes to come out. Here you're given a bunch of stats about your solo solves done over time. Graphs showing solve times over time have of course been done before, but the Rubik's Connected is able to show move count and thus TPS. You can even look at particular steps, one at a time, and I've noticed this cube, while not perfect, has done a better job at being able to identify when I've completed each of the 4 CFOP steps. Further, you've got an entire solve history with accompanying solve stats, and you can even favourite solves to view them later. It would be nice if you could favourite the solves as you do them though. So, going to where these stats came from, the Matches tab. For me, this is the meat of the app. Let's see how regular solo solving works first. You're given a minute and a half to copy the scramble onto the cube. Once completed, you're given 15 seconds to inspect and you can start turning at any time. The timer will of course automatically start timing and stop when you solve the cube. The stats will be immediately available for you, breaking down each step of the CFOP method for you. Sorry Ru solvers. The solo solving experience is quite fast. I like it. The only thing that sometimes tripped me up is when the scramble had 2 parallel moves and I did them in the wrong order. The app made me backtrack and do it again. So just make sure you scramble properly and you'll be fine. ProCuber is a way to connect with someone online and race them. A very impressive feature. It usually takes around 10 seconds to match with someone and you both scramble the same. After 15 seconds, you're both off, and you can still get the stats if you want. Scrambling is a similar format, but you race to complete a scramble. Challenge is where you race to solve one face in a particular way, and re-scramble is racing to get the cube in a particular state, as the name suggests. It does seem pretty difficult to cheat a good time in most of these, unless you try to over-inspect the cube before you complete the scramble. So knowing that does make me want to play it a little bit more. Over on the leaderboard, you can see where you rank for 3 of these modes amongst everyone in the world. So this app is honestly very impressive so far, but there are 2 other tabs that I don't use as much, but you might love, depending on what you're buying the cubes for. So on the Games tab, you've got Cubicizer, where moves on the cube correspond to notes on an instrument. Paint It, where you make art with your cube by matching particular faces as they appear. Simon, which is a memory game using move sequences with your cube. Cube Hero, kind of like Guitar Hero but with your cube. As the tiles come, you turn the cube to match them. On the final tab is the cube tutorial, for those who want to learn how to solve the cube using the app. It's actually quite helpful. I can see plenty of people using this to learn. It first goes through some basic cube theory and then helps you out with each step one at a time. Not too bad. So all in all, there are a lot of things to like about the Rubik's Connected. Being able to compete against random people online is one of my favourite things about the app, and the overall user experience is pretty good. Stats for Ru solvers could be a good improvement, and while the turning isn't that bad, the performance of the cube is the only major thing I can see that can still come a good way. Thanks for watching guys, and I'll see you in the next video.